With E-League introducing CounterStrike Global Offensive to mainstream media and traditional television, it raises the question of how is the casual audience going to respond to it? How about people that aren't really into violent video games? Because yes, before you disagree with me, Counter-Strike is a violent video game. It is literal terrorism. There is a terrorist side that's trying to plant the bomb and blow it up, and there's a counter-terrorist side that's trying to kill them all before they can even do that. They're using real guns, they have normal human voices, they look like normal people. It is a very violent and realistic game. With the sponsor of Buffalo Wild Wings coming along, we will have CSGO matches from E-League being broadcasted on the television on the TBS channel, and they're supposed to be shown in Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants across the United States. However, because this is esports, it doesn't exactly happen the way it's supposed to. And when people go into these Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants, they either don't see it on the TV, or when they ask to see it on the TV, they're told no, or they're kind of laughed at like, what? I'm not putting this dangerous video game on my television. So this kind of raises the question, is Counter-Strike too violent for TV? So this is a sentiment that I just can't respect, right? If you're willing to put on UFC or NFL matches on your television screen where these are real people getting big, buff, and strong so that they can annihilate whoever their opponent is, why can we not put a video game up on there where everything's virtual, no one's being hurt, and it's all just a game of wits, essentially? The video games industry is not a small thing anymore. It is a very global thing, and first-person shooters and violent video games have existed for a while now. People are going to be exposed to it. If I can turn on my TV, switch to a channel and watch an oiled up Brock Lesnar beat somebody's face in, I should be able to see Selfless get destroyed by NIP. Arby's, another sponsor of the E-League, goes as far as embracing the violence and blows up a sandwich. Movies, television shows, and the commercials in between them on live TV are heavily saturated with violence, sex, and drugs, and Counter-Strike only has one of those three things. The thing is, this should be one of the more expected growing pains of esports as it transitions from being live streamed to also being streamed on TV, right? It's going to make sense that there are people that aren't in the esports that are against it at first, but at the same time, there are thousands of other channels that they can watch. So if they're going to specifically bitch about this one, that should be their problem, and esports should be free to grow as long as it's not hurting anyone. In reality, esports is just another form of media that you can choose to indulge in or one that you can choose to avoid. Much like I avoid watching the NHL because, hey, I don't like hockey. That doesn't look cool to me at all, so I won't watch it. If esports is going to continue in this transition from just being streamed online to also being broadcasted on television, this conversation is not going to end anytime soon, especially when the audience out there figures out that there's more than one esports title. So let me know in the comments below, what are some of the challenges that you've had to experience when you explain esports to someone? It's a very unique interest and a very unique hobby, so I'm sure it makes sense a lot of people won't understand what's going on. I'm Fox, and you're watching Esports on PvP Live.